What's good, everybody? It's JovarTV, and we here with another DocIT documentary. All right, today's documentary is The Queen of Basketball. It was directed by, this guy had an awesome name. Let me make sure I got it right. It's directed by Ben Proudfoot, and it is about a basketball player named Lucia Harris. She was a women's basketball player back in the 70s, and she stands about 6'3" tall. You know, she's a pretty tall lady, 6'3", and the documentary is about her just playing basketball, you know, back in the day. Back before there was an NCAA tournament, there was an AIAW tournament, and that's what decided the national champion for the women basketball, because she came around the same time, like Title IX and all of that would start coming along and stuff. This documentary was about her, telling her story, saying how she was from Mississippi. She went to a school called Amanda Elza High School. Make sure, you know, I keep taking the glasses. I don't want the light to be down. I'll get my nose right. And yeah, so she was like the 10th child of 11 kids. Her parents, both of them, were sharecroppers from Mississippi, and she was born in 1955. She played basketball in high school, and in 1972, it went in Title IX, which is when they told schools, hey, you got this for the guys, you gotta have something for the women too, all right? You gotta have some equality in this bad boy. So she graduated like 1973, and she wanted to go to Alcorn State, but they didn't have no women's basketball team at the time. So she went to Delta State, where she was the only black woman on the team, you know? My notes got me right here. All right, and she went to Delta State, wore the number 45, and yeah, the first year they didn't go to the tournament. They lost one game that should have brought them into the tournament, but they did not make it to the tournament. So the next year, they made it to the tournament, and they made it to the final, where they played a school called, it's like Immaculata, or Immaculata. It's like Immaculate, where it's like Immaculata. It's a Catholic school. All right, it's a Catholic school, and at the time, it only was a women's Catholic school. So, yeah. But they was a good team, though. They won like 3 national championships. But yeah, they lost that year. They lost to Delta State. Delta State won that year. Then they went back, won again the next year in 1977. They won in 1975. Then they went back, won in 1976. Rematch against Immaculata University, but they still lost. Sorry, Immaculata University. Her name was Lucy, like they call her Lucy for short, from Lucia. But Lucy was on the first Olympic team for the 1976 Montreal Olympics. She was on, and not only that, she scored the very first point in the Olympics, because she was playing Team Japan, and Japan missed. So Japan missed the first shot in the 1976 Olympics for women. So Japan, they in history for missing the first shot, but she the one in history for making the first shot. They ended up going silver. The documentary didn't say who they lost to, but they ended up getting the silver medal in that Olympics. But then she came back for her senior year at Delta State University, and she won again. So she went back to back championship. All right, you feel me? And after she graduated, you know, they didn't have no WNBA. So she got married. She went from Lucia Harris to Lucia Harris Stewart, where her husband and her got married. But surprise to her, she got drafted by the Utah Jazz. They told her to come in and try out for the team, but she declined. She declined to do it because she was about to start her family, and she had this good, I'm gonna read this good little sentence right here. She said, let me see, where in my notes did I put that? She said, competing against a woman, yes, it's a different story competing against a man. That was her thought process and why she declined to go and try out for the NBA. And even though she was one of the best women players, she decided not to try to go into the NBA. She ended up going back to coaching. She went back to her high school, Amanda LZ High School, and she became a coach there. She ended up having 4 kids, all was in athletics, all graduated with masters and doctorates in whatever field they went into. So she did pretty good, you know. She did pretty good for her life. You know, I really do wonder though. I really do wonder, like, what would have happened if she would at least try it out. You know, she didn't even try out for it. She just was like, she just declined it. But I feel like she should at least try it out. Maybe, you know, he could have, you know, got the WNBA a little bit earlier. They'd be like, you know what? She can't play with the men, but we should give them some money for the women. And like, we should do that. We should, instead of, I think the WNBA came out with like in the 90s. That's like 20 years after she graduated school and did all of that. And I'm also surprised she didn't, well, I guess she could have got to broadcasting too, but she wanted to coach. So, but it's a great documentary. I recommend it. Like I said, it was directed by a guy named Ben Proudfoot. That is an awesome name. I don't know, dude, he played basketball, but he should with a name like that. And it was made by the New York Times, and it's called The Queen of Basketball. Thank you for listening, everybody. I'm JovarTV. I'll see you next time on DocIT. Be safe. Later.